All right, we're back to having multicams. Let's go ride. Let's do a little update on the old KST bars here. Post install, almost a month, few hundred miles. I'm not exactly sure because, I don't write these things down. There are some people out there that are like meticulous to, how many miles since they did a particular modification. I ain't like that. I know that when I did competition shooting, there were a lot of guys that knew exactly how many rounds had been sent through a particular pistol that they were using. Yeah, I never really kept track. If the barrel gets worn out and it's not hitting right anymore, then I'll get, a new barrel. All right, yeah, so here's our first little update. Let's talk about this. As you can see from this view, I have a quad lock installed again. I got the rear facing camera. I got this camera down here too. As long as it's still there, I can't see it, from trying to twist my head. But anyway, so we're back to a multicam setup. Like I said right there in the beginning, the issue now, not really an issue, it's an issue of having to spend more money because you made a modification. And that seems to happen all the time. I bought this new Mustang seat, it sat me up higher, well now my head's bobbling around, so I need a new windshield. So I got the Clockworks. A funny story about the Clockworks windshield there. That is the 14-inch Clockworks. I did an entire video because I could have sworn I bought the 11-inch. Or is that the 11-inch? I don't even remember. You know what? It's the windshield that I bought. I'm pretty sure it's the... maybe I wanted the 9-inch. No, I wanted the 11-inch. I don't remember. See, now I'm just kind of rambling. Being kind of stupid. But anyway, yeah, so I got a new windshield, taller windshield to help block out the wind. I get new bars. These are big old fat 1.5-inch bars versus the factory ones that are 1.25 inch. 1.25 bars. I was able to, get my standard quad lock set up on there, and it was wasn't a big deal. Well, now with the bigger, fatter bars here, I had to go a different route. Now, I had one Rambo large bar mount. I don't know if it's a large or it's a medium, something like that. And I had that originally mounted down to the engine guard. Well, I took that off when I put the soft lowers on, because I didn't need any more extra stuff hanging out there with, the soft lowers. Well, that, without the inserts, fit perfectly on these bars. So, went on to Amazon, ordered up another one of them. The quad lock was the other thing that I had to order, was the ram mount quad lock thingy, because my original factory quad lock wouldn't work, and they no longer make one for 1.5-inch bars. So I went with the ram ball setup on that, and did the same for this camera over here. With a little stubby, double-sided end for the quad lock. So that was the first, not really an issue, but just added expense, let's say. And I think I'm coming to another added expense. Nice view. Okay, yeah, we'll just let you take that in there for a second. The other added expense, I think I'm going to need to add some hand guards. Hands are up a little bit higher. Now the fairing's not, you know, the wind isn't blowing past my hands like with the factory bars. With the factory bars and these gloves, I mean, my hands were pretty warm on cooler days. It's 44 right now. It was about 42, I guess, when I started riding earlier. So yeah, we warmed up to a whopping 44 degrees now, which is fairly chilly. The heated grips are doing a pretty good job on the insides of my hands, but my fingertips are still getting, not really my fingertips, but more around that side of my hand. They're definitely feeling a little bit of the chill, and these are the winter gloves that I'm wearing. So what I'm getting at there is that I might have to get some hand guards. Now, as with the soft lowers, or lowers in general, I really don't care for the look of them. I like what they do, and they extend my riding season, but I don't like the look of them. There are a lot of brands out there that make the hand guards. You got Advan Black makes color matched ones. You got Memphis Shades makes them. And you also have your Amazon models. And being that I don't really care for them, I'm probably going to go the cheap route, get the Amazon ones. They mount into the mirror stem, like pretty much all of these, all of the hand guards that you buy pretty much mount that way. Probably going to get them. And try them out and see if they help. But I do like the bars, and I love the heated grips. I mean, even today, I've got them turned down to 2 because the insides of my hands are just roasting a little bit too much. I have yet to turn them all the way up to 11. I mean 6. 6 is the highest I go. Trying to think if I got anything else. Let me, you know, now I'm just rambling, and this part's probably just going to be cut out because it's just a bunch of nonsense. All right. Yeah, the other thing I've noticed here with these bars too is, and I think I might have said this in the initial ride, you know, the steering almost feels like it's a little bit heavy. Now that first day that I was riding, I recorded a couple of videos, and I'm probably just gonna, like, at least the one was gonna be kind of an update after a couple of 100 miles, and I'm probably just gonna scratch that for this. And what I noticed is that the steering, I guess for lack of a better word, it feels a little bit heavier. Especially at the slow speed. It definitely takes a little bit more to turn the steering over. Probably because of a change of angle. You know, if you've ever had a wheel alignment done on your car, if certain angles are not set correctly, which most cars anymore you can't set caster, which caster is kind of going to be like the rake of the forks. Having a more positive caster on a car, having a more positive caster on a car allows for the wheel to return after you make a turn. So you turn that wheel and then let go of the steering wheel, and it comes back to center for the most part. And that's because that amount of caster has been engineered into your vehicle's front steering and suspension setup. And now, just like in a motorcycle, they're going to set up something similar with the rake and trail and all that. And I don't really understand it too much, you know, if it's that much different on a motorcycle. However, that stuff gets set by the engineers at the factory. It's all designed into the bike. And now I put taller bars on, I've changed the position, and I've altered the steering characteristics of the bike. Not that it's necessarily a bad thing, but it's different. And that's just something that you have to get used to, and you got to do a little bit of riding, slow speed riding at least, and get used to how now you're really going to have to lean to get that, you know, when you're doing a hard left turn going lock to lock, you're going to have to kind of like lean into it more to be able to reach that that grip. But overall, I think I'm pretty used to these bars by now. I really like them. You know, the added expenses that comes with pretty much every time you do some kind of modification to the bike. You know, like I said, I got the seat and then my head started bobbling, so now I need a bigger windshield. And, you know, got the bars, now possibly going to need some hand guards. I'm going to give them a try. At least with the cheaper ones, I'll be able to take them off in the spring when I don't want them anymore. And I know they make the ones that have rubber inserts that you can take them out and make them vents. I prefer the look without. If I want hand guards, I'm putting them on my Dual Sport, which I did that. We're going to continue to enjoy these roads out here for as long as we can. 44 degrees. And I am recording this once again on New Year's Eve, December 31st. Yeah, you'll see it in a week or so, I hope. As long as I get around to editing it. Alright. That is it for me. We'll see you on the next one.